Have you ever been ignored by a man for no apparent reason? When his silence becomes so loud it steals your peace. And inside that voice whispers, "What's wrong with me? But what if I told you?" His silence says more about him than it does about you. Carl Jung believed that what we ignore in others often reflects what we reject in ourselves. So when a man chooses to ignore you, it's not because you're not enough. It's because something inside him has been triggered. Something he fears. A shadow. An emotion he doesn't know how to face. But what is this shadow really? And why does it become so powerful? It drives him to erase you without a word. In this video, I'll guide you through the unconscious mind of a man who pulls away. You'll discover his deepest weakness, the one he hides even from himself. And more importantly, you'll learn how to turn his silence into your greatest strength. Because when you stop reacting and start understanding, his power over you disappears, and you finally take back control. When a man ignores you, the most common mistake is thinking he's trying to forget you. But the truth is often the opposite. He's seeking you, in the most dysfunctional way he knows. Carl Jung described the shadow as the part of the psyche that holds our fears, insecurities and repressed desires. And for many men, one of the darkest shadows is emotional intimacy. Why? Because feeling something real for a woman makes them vulnerable. It strips away the illusion of control. It forces them to confront parts of themselves they've never dared to face. That's why he ignores you, because what he feels for you exposes him, leaves him emotionally naked, and the only way he knows how to feel powerful again is to shut down. But it's not coldness, it's defense, it's confusion. It's an automatic reaction that blocks him from moving closer. A man's first true weakness is this: when he feels something real, he runs. Not because he doesn't care, but because he doesn't know how to deal with it. Silence becomes his shelter. But it's really a silent scream: "I'm afraid. You make me feel too much. I don't know how to handle it." And your true power lies in understanding this. His distance isn't your fault. It's a reflection of your impact. When you realize you're shaking his inner world, when you understand that your presence activates his hidden parts, you stop feeling not enough, and instead you begin to realize how powerful your presence truly is. A presence that he can't control, and that terrifies him. One of the deepest beliefs a man can hold is that you'll always be there. That no matter what he does, he can ignore you today and find you tomorrow. That certainty feeds his ego, reassures him, gives him a false sense of control. But what happens when that certainty falls apart? When instead of chasing, you stop. When you stop asking, stop explaining, stop waiting. Jung said that humans fall into crisis when they lose what they took for granted. And in your absence, a void is created, one he didn't expect, because now your absence becomes louder than your presence. He starts to look for you in silence, in the small moments, in the spaces where you used to be, in conversations that no longer happen. At first, he doesn't understand. He watches your stories, likes your posts, leaves vague comments. But what he's really asking is, are you still there? But when he sees that you don't react, that you don't chase, that you're no longer trying to be seen, confusion sets in. Now you're unpredictable, and unpredictability creates emotional discomfort. Jung believed the human mind seeks patterns and stability, but when something constant, your attention disappears. The brain goes into alert mode, and here emerges the second weakness of a man who ignores you. When he loses the certainty of having you, he begins to fear truly losing you. It's not love, it's emptiness. It's the ego's panic at losing access to what was once guaranteed. And when that access closes, you become a mystery, an enigma. And he, without realizing it, begins to crave you, not because you've changed, but because now he can't control you. Many men aren't truly strong, but they know how to perform strength. They ignore you not because they're superior, but because they need you to believe they are. Because as long as you see their silence as power, they feel safe. Jung said the greatest illusion of the human being is believing they can control what they don't understand. And here lies the third weakness: the illusion of control. When a man senses that you care, that you're emotionally available, that you're willing to stay even when he withdraws, he starts to believe he can manage you. Every ignored message, every extended silence is a test to see if you're still there. And the more you chase, the more he feels like the center of your world. But what happens when you stop playing his game? When you stop replying, stop trying to be seen, and begin to shine on your own? An internal balance breaks. The man who once felt like the main character in your life suddenly has no stage, and that loss of status disorients him, because it wasn't love, it was ego, fed by your presence. And when that presence disappears, what's left is emptiness, a void he used to fill with your unconditional attention. Now, he begins to see the truth. His power wasn't in distancing himself. It was in the energy you used to give, because a man's silence only works when someone's still willing to fill it. But when that someone walks away, the game shifts, and the man who thought he had control realizes he never really did. So far we've talked about him, what he feels, what he fears, what he hides. But now comes the most important part: looking within yourself. Because the real shift doesn't happen when he misses you. It happens when you stop missing him. Carl Jung said that what we don't face within becomes fate in the world around us. How many times have you accepted indifference, hoping he'd change? How many times have you looked for your worth in his actions, instead of in your own eyes? Change begins the moment you stop waiting for him to return and start returning to yourself. It's not about ignoring him or playing games. It's about recentering your life, realizing that someone who ignores you is not a puzzle to solve, but a message to understand. Because when you truly love yourself, you don't chase someone who runs. You don't beg someone who devalues you, and you don't settle for crumbs from someone who should offer you the world. The real power isn't making him come back, it's knowing that even if he doesn't, you are still whole, because someone who is truly ready for you won't ignore you. He'll recognize you. There's an uncomfortable truth many women avoid facing. Man who ignores you isn't measuring your worth, he's revealing his own. Carl Jung said that what we reject in others reflects what we haven't accepted within ourselves. So when a man pulls away, silences you, or erases your presence, he's often not running from you. He's running from what he feels, because feeling seen, touched, exposed is terrifying. And here lies the fourth weakness. His identity depends on your reaction. As long as he sees you available, responsive and emotionally present, he feels strong. But when you stop reacting, when your energy withdraws, he gets lost, because his ego was built on your presence, and now he doesn't know who he is. The real plot twist isn't the perfect message or the clever line, it's the void you create when you choose yourself. It's your absence that speaks louder than your presence. This isn't revenge, it's evolution. You grow, you rise, and while he seeks validation, you no longer need it, because you've realized that someone who ignores you holds no power over you. Only you decide who deserves your space. If this video resonated with you, hit like now. Subscribe for content that truly empowers you. And if you feel like sharing, tell me in the comments. Have you ever been in a relationship where the more you gave, the less you received? Remember, real power is knowing who you are even when no one is watching. And once you know that, no one can ever truly ignore you again.